350 for an hour, 380 for 20 minutes, almost 400 watts for 10, 441 for 5. Total of a 3-hour ride at around 311 watts. So it's a big day. It's a big day.
So it's 5:15 in the morning, and I'm getting ready to drive to Clinton, South Carolina. It's about an hour and a half away. So right now we're making some bacon. We're cooking some oats. And then we're also gonna poach some eggs. My parents have this kind of cool contraption. I'm staying at my parents' house. And they're out of town actually right now, and I had to watch the dogs. And I guess the dogs like to sleep in the bed with my parents, and my parents were gone, so they're trying to sleep in the bed with me. These are two 100-pound dogs, Dobermans, and they were just loud and pushing me, so I ended up retreating to the couch, and yeah, it was brutal. Hard night to sleep last night. Anyways, I'm gonna get some coffee, get some breakfast in, and then yeah, we're gonna go to this race.
Man, getting ready in a van like this is pretty tough. Makes you wish that you had one of those sprinters. But yeah, let's get ready to roll. Sunscreen is super important, especially with where I'm coming from with all the snow. Supposedly they got like 16 inches last night. So yeah, I'm glad to be here right now, that's for sure. All right, guys, so this place is packed. I mean, it's absolutely insane. It kind of gives you that sense of hope that there's gonna be something post-COVID. We're all wearing masks and in our own little spaces, which is kind of different. This is the first race I've been back to since COVID and whatever else, but yeah, this is exciting. This is really cool. We got the bike all dialed. We're gonna run the Gravel King Panaracer tires. The slicks 38. It's been pretty dry, and we're gonna run those tires at about 50 in the front, and then 52 in the rear. It's 50% gravel and then 50% road. So just want a little extra traction on the road sections because that's probably my only chance. What's going on, guys? So this is the Instagram video from the Southeast Gravel Race. I'm literally just doing a voice memo of this blindly so I can explain it to you. But obviously at the beginning of the race, one person goes up the road like within the first, I'm talking about 2 miles. Like, I remember seeing him go up and I was like, if he can make it, he can have it. Yeah, so we keep riding. Group kind of is all over the road. It's a pretty big mass start. But this guy really does put in a big dig from Jamie Carney's school, Piedmont College. He puts in a pretty solid, hefty dig. I think he actually gets a pretty good gap and goes out of sight. But anyways, we come into this first dirt sector here soon. Oh, well, actually not yet, but like I said, yeah, we're still kind of all over the road. I think I went to the front because I was getting a little sketched out. You can kind of see me right there. I'll try to circle me out here in a second. But we were moving, like we were going pretty quick all the way into the first dirt section. It's about 7 miles until you hit the first dirt section of the race. And yeah, it's pretty much it. But he's been off the front for quite some time. Pretty cruisy. It's kind of, I think it's like kind of a slight downhill, honestly, and that's why he's able to kind of keep the speed so high. But yeah, so we hit the first dirt section here, and this is actually where things kind of start to go nuts. People kind of all over the place, and it's pretty hectic. At this point, we brought him back. They didn't get a video of it just because of how crazy it is. But now another guy goes up the road after the dirt section, and yeah, he's off by himself. And this one is kind of where people start to think like he might actually stay away. But he was always within sight.
Out on course, lead moto right now. This race is insane. I absolutely cannot believe how little the group is splitting up. I don't know, it's probably 80 people right now. We do have one of our female riders, Casey Armstrong, here. We have one rider off the front right now from Automatic Racing. Not 100% sure who it is, but we'll find out in a second here. But man, these dudes, they are dirty.
So I think this is coming out of the second dirt section. He's still off the front by himself. And I think I'm chasing here with Josh Whitmore, so we'll see here in a second. Yeah, so it's me and Josh Whitmore, and he's a friend of mine and a coach at CTS, and we kind of just rolled off, and we were just like, let's keep it rolling. And so we kept rolling, rotating pretty steady through with each other. But as you can tell, the group's not that far behind, and Ted King didn't make that split, so I kept thinking to myself, if I'm by myself, it's only a matter of time before Ted bridges up. But this is one of the dirt sections where it started to get nuts. And this is like the only technical part of the gravel race itself. It starts with a super fast downhill, and I want to say that I almost like descended it. So like I was at the front. At this point, I think we've caught everybody, and I get all the way to like the back of the field, which, was the only time that I checked out on the course, because the moment I checked out is the moment I got dropped.
I am at the end of Monument Road, which is, in my opinion, the best part about the course. It's the most technical section. I pretty much forces the riders to stay single file all the way through. We went into it with, 60 to 80 riders in a group. So we're going to see what it looks like on the other end.
But yeah, as Ben's saying, I mean, this is getting pretty nuts. And we come out of this gravel section with a pretty big group. I'm actually off the back, and I have to chase back on solo. It was like kind of like a false flat all the way up through this section. But as you can tell, just everybody's in shreds coming out of that section. And it wasn't like technical single track or anything. It was just a little chunkier than usual. And yeah, it split the group up pretty solid. So we're kind of all over the place.
We're at rest stop 2 right now, which is about 55 miles in. We still have a pretty large lead group of at least 25. Tim Coffey was off the front with about a 15-second gap, and Ted King was on the front with a group absolutely strung out, bringing it back. So we'll see what it looks like at rest stop 2.
So at this point, I'm back. I'm up the road. That's me up the road. And I am chasing. There's one guy up the road, Tim Coffey. And this is the group that sticks.
Now we have Tim Coffey off the front, maybe about a 10-second gap. We have a chase group of 3 with Matt Moosa, John Croom, and one other. And then we've got a group of about 20 to 25 right behind that. So we're at the river crossing right now.
This is the group that goes. And it's a brutal one. And so we come into this river section, and this is the last real climb of the day. Please excuse my non-handling through this river section. Even Tim Coffey looked at me and was like, dude, what the hell was that? Yeah, I got really scared that I was going to crash on camera in the middle of this section. And that wasn't a goal of mine. But then we go up this climb, and this is kind of where I get dropped. And now you can see the guys that are chasing pretty hard to catch back on. As you can tell, coming out of that section, I've been dropped. I'm hurting. And then this is when I noticed that like Ted King, Scott McGill, and Andrew Dillman aren't far behind, so I was just going to let him catch. And then there's Heath Dotson. So he probably had the same issue as me. It was probably just a steep climb, and it was pretty heavy. But the 3 then becomes 7. And yeah, we pretty much just start motoring and start rotating for pretty much the whole rest of the race. I mean, we're moving. And so we're coming back in on the home stretch. I'm pretty sure that this is the section that we did early in the race, the first gravel section. And so we're kind of hitting a slight uphill. And at this point, it's me, Matt Moosa. I think it's Bassett is his name. He just recently did like tandem para nationals, and Ted King, Dillman, and Scott McGill. And then there's 3 guys chasing. So it's a Milligan rider, Bobby, and Heath Dotson who are chasing back on. I remember somebody turning around in a group of 7 and pretty much saying, they're about to catch. And I thought he meant the whole group, and I was mind blown at that point. Because like I said, we had ridden at that point with like 20 people. So it was pretty insane to think that an entire group was about to catch us again after how hard we were going. So I think this is us coming out of the dirt. Like, we're almost finished with all the dirt sections. Right now I'm just kind of playing it crafty and thinking, I needed food, and Bobby hooked it up with some food. And yeah, that pretty much saved my life. I was pretty much cramping the whole time at this point. That's why I got dropped on the climb. We make the turn on the road, and that was the last dirt section. Like, it's game on at this point. We're all together, rotating pretty hard. And yeah, I'm just trying to stretch it out the whole time, ride as super hard as I can. And I'm noticing that I'm not really shaking anyone. I knew that there was a big climb at the finish, and I know that I can't go uphill. So if I could go uphill by myself, I could probably do okay. But if I have to bring this whole group, it's not going to go well. So I was trying my hardest to kind of shake as many people as I could, and just didn't happen. Here's the second group. They're, I want to say like 30, 40 seconds behind at this point, I believe. But yeah, so here's the last turn, I believe, going into the final straight. And here's the finish. At this point, we've like hit a single track where it's blown up. It's all over the place. And there's Scott McGill, skinny little guy, goes over the hill. Andrew Dillman, another skinny little dude, just smashes our faces in. Milligan rider who bridged up, awesome ride for them. And yeah, they fought super hard and got across. At this point, I didn't have the bike handling skills to get through the single track. And I kind of coasted with Matt Moosa for 8th place, I believe, which, yeah, to me was a good ride. I was really stoked on it, and happy to finish. But yeah, that's the race analysis. So I got no footage of the race. I was pretty much the whole time. I think I got 10th or so. But yeah, we came in as a pretty big group, and Scott won. Everybody's in here. It's actually on an active gun range too, so but there in the finish was just like a long climb, and it was steep. So, and broken saddle Ted there. It looks like he had a rough one. How was it? Sweet. Minus the final. Yeah, is that your saddle or your food or your food belly, sugar gut? Saddle and saddlebag. Well, there you have it, guys. We kind of came in as a group, and that was a steep one, so I just hung on for dear life.
Like 10 miles? Oh my God.
Oh no.
And then at 5 miles. Oh shit, I stood.
Not bad at all, man. You were doing a lot of work too. So what do you think, man? I heard this is like 2 or 3 times what it was last year. No, 4 times.
4 times.
Yeah, last year we had 200 people. This was 400. I mean, this made my dreams come true. We had had a 10-up full-on sprint into the finish. That's my kind of race.
You think this is the new biggest race on the Southeast?
I think it is. I mean, honestly, the competition for an off-road race in the Southeast, I don't know when the last time this amount of competition has been in a race. I mean, road racing, yes, but like, holy cow.
Yeah, that was wild. Well, guys, there you have it. That's Ben, the runner of the Southeast Gravel Series, one of the founders. And yeah, I mean, the start list was insane. All right, here we go. So we did 350 for an hour, 380 for 20 minutes, almost 400 watts for 10, 441 for 5. Total of a 3-hour ride at around 311 watts. So it's a big day. It's a big day.
Man, what an epic event that was. It was a super hard race. I was cramping on and off. I was probably riding way too hard. Strong and stupid is what somebody would like to call it. But yeah, I felt pretty content with my position and how I finished. I finished like 8th or 9th place. And yeah, I wasn't even really expecting it being in the front group. So to be able to finish that was great. But now we'll drive home and get ready for a track session tomorrow.